She mostly hung out.
Quaramonte, the traveler's rear entrance to Central America. Well, that's how it was translated in the brochure. We didn't know what we were looking for, but the offices of Condor Transglobal seemed a good place to start.
Uh-oh. It's like we got somebody's attention already.
Hey, it's market day. I don't see any cabs. Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Transglobal.
I like your vacation outfit there, George. I like those shades. Alright. She looks like she's ready to go into the jungle. That outfit. Man, there's so many things to click on here. So many people. Let's just get to chatting, I suppose. Get all the deets.
Welcome to Quaramonte.
Thanks. Can we get a cab to the capital?
This is the capital, Quaramonte City.
Just looking around. Looks like he wants to say it sucks.
When's the next ship out of here?
But,
I
senor,
immediately want to
hope
leave.
you like our beautiful country.
Yeah, I don't want to be a douche.
Oh, yeah. It's like a little piece of paradise right here on Earth.
Then why you wanna leave?
I'm just plain homesick. Like it says in the song.
Country
A word of
roads.
warning, senor. If you feel like bursting into song, bite your tongue.
Or homeward bound.
Huh?
There are official restrictions on music in Quaramonte.
This place gets worse and worse. Oh, yes. I hope we start singing.
How come music is restricted in Quaramonte?
It is part of a
They're
great
literally
cultural
playing
and
music
religious
right now
campaign.
over there.
Traditional Quaramonte music is considered unsuitable for these fast-moving times. Nuestra Senora has decreed that only one category of music is suitable.
Rockabilly.
What's that?
Easy listening.
Ooh. Get down with that.
We've
This
had
is Leisure
enough.
Suit Larry.
We're going back to the ship.
Okay. You show me your brown card?
Brown car?
Huh? What brown card is that?
The official exit visa.
That face. Alright, so yeah, let's just dye a card brown at some point. I remember when I looked
It
through
was
it.
an uninteresting little wooden hut with an armed goon outside it.
Reminds me of my dock days. One episode ago.
Hi.
Wanna
Hi.
buy something?
No, not really.
I got cabbages. Buy a cabbage, senor.
I don't think so. I didn't come all this way to buy vegetables.
It's a good point.
Listen, have you heard of Condor Transglobal?
No. Buy a cabbage. I'll give you a discount on both purchases.
I'm not into cabbages.
I'm not into cabbages. I can't impress upon you. Interrogating that goat? What are you doing, Nico? Is a goat gonna tell you where to get a
Have you
cab?
ever seen anything like this before?
Aye, Tezcatlipoca. Put it away, senor. Tezcatlipoca brings nothing but evil.
Is that their language for
Poor
soiled
guy was
hanky?
so freaked, he didn't even mention his cabbages. See ya.
Would we try showing him? Panties? Or was it coal? I don't know what we showed him. Let's keep making the rounds. Oh, there's not nearly as many people as I thought there were to talk to. Music is forbidden, senor, and they're just breaking out in a freaking jam session over there. There's a statue. Hello. What are you selling?
Hi there. What have you got for sale?
¿Qué?
I said, what have you got?
I'd wear those sunglasses.
Oh, never mind.
Language barrier. Show them the statue. By which I mean these panties. The universal
That guy just
language
didn't
of
look like he was
panties.
gonna help me.
Oh. Okay. Maybe this lady wants to speak the international language?
Lovely bread.
¿Qué?
Bread. Pan?
Pan.
Sí, pan.
Maybe I'll come back later when I'm hungry.
You know somebody's gonna have somebody's gonna be like, all right, let me tell you what's going on here. Just a fountain of information. That's what that guy
Those
with the
things
ball
are gorge,
cap.
aren't they?
Sí.
Hey, Mind the footwear, lady.
Mind the footwear, lady.
The woman had an impressive display of gourds.
That is, again, context.
The guy was selling fish.
Fresh fish. Can you also tell me, teach me how to
Do you
do
have crabs?
acrobatics and stuff?
Only fish.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back.
It's my guarantee to you, my good man. This is gonna
Do you
freak him
recognize
out
this
too.
statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck. That is Tezcatlipoca, Night Hunter.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go away.
But I want to buy fish. Well then. I like George says, I don't believe in luck, good or bad, when he literally took the,
It was my lucky piece of coal.
But you don't believe in that, do you, George? Let's talk to the band. I guess 2 people is the minimum to qualify for that term. Hello.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
I'm American.
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Oh no.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Oh wow. These are the chatty folks.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn
Sound
10
like my
times
dad
as
back
much
in the
down the
day.
mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Yeah, Nico's not really doing anything. He's just looking at the gourds.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Quaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Oh, I thought he loves Simon and Garfunkel. So much so that they put him in jail.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Damn. Oh, do I still have... We're gonna be offering everyone dog biscuits for the rest of the game?
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
Yeah.
No, really, they're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Shamefully puts his biscuits back in his pocket.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Gonna freak
Have
them
you
out.
seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
Sure, it's Tezcatlipoca. But it's only a little carving.
It brings death, senor. Death and destruction.
But I'm sure that's offset by the lump of coal I have in my other pocket.
What do you make of this little worm?
No
Oh,
good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't?
like, why are you carrying it around in your pocket regardless?
Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
3 months ago.
What was the ship with the Condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor.
Yeah,
We weren't allowed near the
they
docks.
probably wouldn't know that,
That's
George.
right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship
we're
came in, we were
musicians.
told to go away.
Thought we made that very clear to you, George. We don't work on the dock.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
It's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
Unrelated. Unconnected. I'm getting nowhere with these locals. Maybe this lady can listen to reason.
George Stobart, well, along the...
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence.
Hey, is this
When
that
you've
tourist
married
lady?
to a fruitcake like Duane as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Duane on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an
Yeah.
army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA. but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
Yeah, how you guys been? I have a worm.
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila
Look
worm.
at this
Don't you
pearl.
bring that thing anywhere
Have
near
you
me,
ever
honey. I
seen-
swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
Next time I talk to someone for the first time, I'm just gonna like go into the contents of my backpack and show it to them one after another. Hey, look at this. A genuine
Is
comb
Duane here
for
with
hair.
Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Duane came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Oh,
Why aren't you speaking to Duane?
Because he's an old spoiled sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Duane says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
fair point.
Is Duane still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that.
Psychotherapy.
What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
It's incredibly confusing.
What brings you to
Oh, they started
Quaramonte,
playing
Pearl?
again.
What takes me just about anywheres? The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the great design, George.
I like that attitude.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh,
James.
that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one.
Is this gonna freak her out too?
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Ooh-wee, that's a spitting image of Duane's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
So much for that.
What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I get the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space.
Well
Maybe,
said.
if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot.
That's so rude but accurate.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
I want
Well,
to
it's
take
about
you
an
to,
eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
matter.
It's not dangerous.
It's
or
not
anything.
dangerous.
Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested. Catch you later, Pearl.
Oh my. Alright. I'm sure we'll be busting out that flute player somehow. Is that everything? Oh, here's Duane. Just hanging out in the, They rent this? Oh, we got some stubble there. Look, I didn't see that before. Or is it just the shadow? Must be the lighting. Anyway,
It
hey.
was Pearl's husband,
No,
Duane.
we're clean.
Hey, Mr. Henderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
And there's that kid.
I
That kid was
remember
nice.
Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
I like that attitude.
Are you still working for... you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity.
Backhanded
I said to
compliment.
Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George.
Who wouldn't?
But I underestimated you, son.
Huh. Thanks. I have panties.
What do you think of these panties, Duane?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No, a guy we knew in Paris bought them.
You know how men talk.
Oh, you're a threesome then.
No.
Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
Wanna make it a foursome, George?
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Quaramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
Hate it.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been imprisoned just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
Agitator.
What's
do you
the
know
real
about him?
reason the musician was imprisoned?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
Huh. I don't know about
I
that.
spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She did, yeah.
She'll get over it.
All right, you seem confident.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
It's gotta sound like George Bailey a little
Why
bit.
did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Wow.
Would you like a biscuit? Dwayne?
Rotten Mr. Potter
no.
stole
Those
my
homemade
money.
dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
What?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog, too, she just laughed.
You guys have a unique relationship there,
Would you like to
Dwayne.
borrow my lucky piece of coal, Dwayne?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
Yeah?
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Duane with his pants down.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigations scared them off.
Huh. Not sure what to make of you, Dwayne. But again, I'm not trying to have a... Yeah, let's talk to this guy. Hey, buddy. What's your deal?
Hi, I'm George Stobart.
Didn't even say hi. Let's freak him out right from the
Do
get-go.
you know what this statue represents?
Should do. I used to carve things like that to sell to tourists.
Oh,
But it scared people around here, so I stopped.
he's not freaking out. I guess because he sold them. What do you make of these? Like that
What do you
face.
think of these panties?
Awesome. You wear them?
Awesome.
No, someone sent them to my girlfriend.
Thoughtful.
All right, it's official. The panties are the new soiled hanky. It took me a minute to figure it out, but
What can you tell me about the mining company?
The general closed down one of their mines after the explosion. Lots of folks lost their lives. I
oh,
was lucky. I only lost my legs.
damn. If you had my lump of coal, you'd have
Can you tell me anything
one
about
or
this
both
stone?
of them still.
That's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock which has cooled so fast that...
Yeah. Look, I'm not interested in geology.
You're not. I suppose you want to know about the carved picture on it.
That's right.
Then the guy you should talk to is the professor.
There
He
we
was
go.
here a while ago.
Now we're getting some answers.
Do you recognize the design on this label?
Why, sure. That's the Condor Transglobal Shipping
That's the
Company
most
logo.
knowledgeable guy we've talked to.
Do they have an office in Quaramonte?
No, but they ship out from here.
That's what I thought. Did you see the ship with the Condor flag?
No.
But the dock is just the other side of the square.
Might as well be the other side of the moon.
Let's see how.
Have you heard about the eclipse of the sun?
Sure, I'm having a party to celebrate it. Drop by.
Really?
Sure. Plenty of food, plenty of wine, and everyone's invited, except the general.
Music? Folk music? All right, thanks, man. That was not a waste of time, actually. Yeah, we are matching shirts, Dwayne and I. Yellow is such a good vacation color, I guess. Anything else with Pearl here? Talk to Duane. Oh.
I hear you drove all the way to Quaramonte. In a truck.
That's right. You would not believe the state of some of those roads. Makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile. In this day and age, you'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere folk choose to go.
Across the Pacific?
Did you know that the truck was full of explosives?
Whatever gave you that idea, as if I couldn't guess?
Your husband. He was exaggerating, wasn't he?
Sometimes I wonder how I'm gonna cope with Duane's over-fertile imagination.
Catch you later, Pearl.
Can we get out of that conversation? You come up with anything, Nico, while you've been wandering around looking at goats and gourds? Ghosts and gourds. Oh, you do have stuff.
Labano tells me he's been seeing a lot of you.
We meet sometimes for lunch, a drink. After you'd gone back to the States, I was pretty lonely, you know.
But that lonely?
You must have been desperate.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just visit the zoo or
That's
something?
what I'm saying. I have dog biscuits.
Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been eating those things, George?
Sure, they're great.
That face. I love it. It's a nice little added detail. The disgust of realizing that your partner eats dog biscuits.
Guess what this is?
Nailed it.
Go on, guess.
It's wrought iron, probably from a chimney stack on an old stove.
Well, I suppose it could be. How did she know that?
My grandfather used to work
pretty
in a
cute.
foundry.
Look at this worm.
Take a look at this, Nico.
That's disgusting, George. Why are you carrying it around?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just can't seem to part with it.
Maybe the worm's the hanky. I can't decide. Is it the panties or the worm? Both get very entertaining reactions. Maybe that's the whole idea. In the second game, you get 2 gross items to show to people.
Take a look at this.
An eclipse of the sun. Why the sudden interest in astronomy?
I found the cutting in
Ghosts and
Ubia's
gourds.
house.
Apparently, it's only visible from Central America.
Take a look at this.
Bank records.
Mon Dieu! Where did you get that kind of money?
No.
It's not mine. I found that statement at Ubia's house.
She was about to be like, okay, I can see how she's looking at us for a second there. Ooh, George.
Do you have any theories about this stone?
I think that design represents a dog, a Mexican dog.
So, this is the sacred Chihuahua stone? Sheesh.
That would be a good rule for Let's Burn. Who's on the poster?
It looked to me like an early portrait of Orson Welles.
Rosebud. Rosebud peas. Full of green penis. Wait, that's terrible. Hello, little goat. Oh, that checks out. You want a dog biscuit? No. What do we got up here?
Hey, Nico!
Oh. Take your time, Nick. What we got here? I just brought you up to make you jealous, Nico. Or parading around with that ponytail guy.
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Oh, so much for that.
Hi, my name is Nicole Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Quaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
If that's all right. Am I permitted to speak? Thank you. What a terrible way to betray Nico right now, but I have to ask about the panties. She set up this whole ruse.
Would you be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
Nico has no reaction whatsoever to that. Fantastic. Why isn't the worm an option? I like how they kind of stagger it sometimes. All right, well, we'll go make the lateral from panties to dog biscuits.
Would you like a dog biscuit?
Would you like a smack in the mouth, Chico?
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
Have you heard of a man named Karzak?
No? Who is he?
He's the reason we came to Quaramonte.
It's Seinfeld.
We think he's running a drug ring.
Well, I hope you find him, but I've never heard the name before.
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Chance.
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation
Crab
has
people?
been closed down.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Does this stone mean anything to you?
I think it is a spirit stone carved by a Mayan priest, no? I don't know which of their many gods it represents.
Spot on. Can't get anything by you. All right, I'm about to clear out the office.
Can you tell me anything about the statue?
The music.
Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by many to be a bad omen.
But not me. Speaking of, here's a
You
good
see
omen.
this? It's my lucky piece of coal.
What's so lucky about it?
I'm not sure yet.
Man, that coal's gonna save our lives. Our lives? Our lives.
Nice
What?
burns.
Wait, what? How does he... What? He's not anatomically correct or something. What was going on with that guy? Why not have a new icon with his banana hammock that I can click on? What the hell was that
Do you
about?
recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Quaramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
More.
Do you know who owned Condor Transglobal?
I've no idea.
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
I assume this is one of the boys. A secretary. Let me ask this guy. Show my panties. It kind of looks like we have a little, from the animation here, a little light beard going on. It looks good on George.
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Quaramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines, with talking tour guides available in 3 different languages.
A tour of a mine.
Well, this is a mining company. What else did you expect?
So what do you got once you get down to the bottom? You got like laser tag or something?
Do you know anything about the eclipse that's due soon?
Me? No, senor.
He does seem like a little both.
Do you know
He's
where I could
got a
find
robotic
Senor
Ken doll.
Karzak?
No, senor.
How come you're not wearing any pants?
Obvious
I
question.
feel more alert without them. Kind of perky.
And your boss doesn't
Kind
mind?
of pricky.
She suggested it.
Damn. This is one sexy mining company. I don't know what's going on here. Can I go in the cupboard?
Keep out of there.
Keep out of there.
That's where the explosives are stored.
Ah, and just a cupboard. I guess that's as good a place as any. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable working with knowing they were just feet away from me. How about I talk to these random people? Oh, look, that's a nice detail. Foreground changing. Oh, they gave everybody a voice.
Are you looking forward to the eclipse of the sun?
Not especially. Are you?
I don't know. I've never seen one. All I know about eclipses is that you shouldn't try to view them with the naked eye.
Gotta have one of those little dealies.
Go away and let me get on with my work.
Well, F you too. I'm trying to talk science with you, friend.
Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
Can't you see I'm busy? If I don't finish this stock report, the boss will be mad as hell.
Alright, I'm willing to bet none of these people, even though this guy kind of looks like the one that tried to shoot me earlier, or did shoot me earlier.
Did you know there's an eclipse of the sun in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, Joe told me about
They didn't look like him
He's
now.
having a party and we're all invited.
Oh, that's the
He
guy
and the
outside.
boys are dressing up as evil monks.
Yeah? Cool.
I don't know. After the first game, that'd be a sore subject for me.
Ever hear of a guy called Karzak?
No, sir.
What about Zach Carr? Third time's a charm? I'm busy.
Do you know anything about the eclipse?
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I heard it's going to be pretty spectacular.
It's in a few weeks' time, isn't it?
9 days.
Thanks. Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
No.
No. Alright. You got anything, Nico?
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to.
I think we're done with
I had nothing else to...
Conchita, yeah. Alright. Well, that was interesting. It's a very interesting work environment, I have to say. Can we leave? There you go. Nico, ladies first. Well, that wasn't a complete waste of time, but the only place we haven't been at this point is the police station. Policia.
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor.
Professor?
With the mine closed down, there'll be no one around to observe your excavations. Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
The musician. That's a guilty walk. That's a guilty smile.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, senor. Welcome to Quaramonte.
Thanks. My name's George Stobart from California.
But what is this? An angel come down
It's like
to
the whole
earth.
game. The whole series is just us being jealous of other guys hitting on Nico. I don't like that face she's
Pardon
making.
me, senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look,
Stuck our tongue
we'd like
out.
to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
Ah. That's just... You've got way too many teeth. What do you think of these panties?
What do you think of these pantries, General?
Oh boy, fabuloso!
They're yours if you'll tell me all you know about Karzak.
Karzak? I never heard of him.
Then no panties for
Do I
you.
get the panties now? I told you all I know.
You told me nothing.
I told you all I know. You told me nothing.
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
Fantastic.
It is both, senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
What?
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Is it true there's a restriction on
It's true that
music
you hate
in Quaramonte?
Simon and Garfunkel?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not?
Kenny
It happens
G?
in your country.
Damn. Twisted knife,
Are there
General.
any ruins around the city?
Of course, senor. Quaramonte.
The music guy's on point with
I
all
have a
these
friend who
triggers.
wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct
Alright,
a
just notice he has
gallery
Space
when he's
Invaders
dealt with today's
and
paper
other
protocol.
Atari-like games on in the background.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubia, a visitor, senor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubia?
Si, senor. Professor Ubia, a French archaeologist.
What's Ubia doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is
That's
planning
Ubia.
an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
We've had enough of Quaramonte and we want out.
Am I stopping you?
The guy at the docks tells me I need an exit visa.
Ask Ronaldo. He'll make the arrangements. That's what he's here for.
Guess that's Ronaldo.
Would you like a biscuit?
How about a biscuit
Are you
for
trying to bribe me?
Well, every man has his price.
Mine is more than a dog cookie, Senor Stobart.
Yeah, yours is panties. We already covered that.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
That's a native carving, isn't it? Where did you get it?
We picked it up in the market as a souvenir.
Take a look at this label.
Si, senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
The lady at the mining company told us a ship belonging to Condor was here recently.
Conchita Garcia is crazy. If there had been a
Crazy
ship,
hot.
do you think I wouldn't have noticed?
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was birthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Seems like you're trying to part me from this
Condor is
conversation.
run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor. Whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
Convenient.
Do you know anything about the forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, senor.
I'll be back.
That's definitely when the game's gonna end. The final scene during that eclipse.
I wasn't going to try investigating the passage while the General was sat there.
It's just Space Invader. Can we play?
It was a computer monitor with some kind of outdated
It's
game
probably new to
displayed
this
on it.
place.
I didn't have time to get sidetracked by playing computer games.
Right, George.
The television was showing what appeared to be a low-budget soap. A tall man with long blonde hair was shouting at a woman who was naked apart from a towel.
To hear George just
I decided to leave the television switched on.
bold move. Papers? We didn't mess with his papers.
I had no need for junk mail, especially someone else's.
Mess with his safe?
The safe was undoubtedly locked. It was General Graciento, Quaramonte's reigning slime ball.
But you, Ronaldo. Can you help me?
Hi, I'm George Stobart.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
Need a brown card.
I'd like to visit your prisoner.
That too.
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed.
Good lord.
Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International's gonna hear about this. I thought Miguel was arrested for playing the wrong kind
Penalty
of
of
music.
death?
Si, senor, he was.
And that carries the death penalty?
No. You think we're crazy? While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-government agent.
Questioned under duress.
Are there any ancient pyramids near Quaramonte?
Si, senor. But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect. Would you be willing to give a guided tour of the ruins?
I can't. The General would have a fit if I left all this paperwork.
He seemed like he's in a good mood. Now might be a good time. He's so creepy. Checking out Nico.
I'm trying to get out of Quaramonte.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be able to buy back half my family.
Never mind them. What about my
Casablanca.
visa?
We don't take visa.
I didn't ask if you take a visa. I want you to give me a visa.
I can't help you, senor. I don't understand these things.
I think we're stuck here. How about a
Would
dog
you
treat
like
boy?
a gourmet dog snack biscuit?
I would love one, senor. But I would have a problem with my teeth.
Toothache?
No, senor. If the General catches me eating on duty, he'll knock them out.
At least we found someone who's receptive to our dog biscuits. Gonna freak
Do
you out?
recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca. The night wind. Take it away, senor. That stone is cursed.
It's kind of like 2/3 people are spooked by it.
You know anything about this eclipse?
No, senor. El General keeps me in the dark about most things.
General.
So long.
Chart? Oh yeah, what was going on with that chart? Is he looking? He is looking.
Senor,
Problem?
leave that chart alone.
Maybe you could distract
I
him.
wasn't going to...
Nico?
I wasn't going to...
Nico? I'm trying to touch on Nico. I'm trying to talk to her for a second. Alright.
A gloomy passage led to the rear of the building.
Here we go. Can you create some sort of...
That man we saw talking to the general was Ubia. Didn't you recognize
Yeah,
him?
was that
I
him?
never met him,
Yeah,
remember?
she did say
The
that.
guy I called in Paris claimed to be Ubia, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah. It's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Quaramonte.
We're here in Quaramonte. That it?
There was nothing...
Yeah, you could make a nice little diversion, perhaps. While I take a look at that chart.
Why did you show him the stone?
I thought maybe he might know something about it.
Well, he does now.
Shouldn't ask,
for sure.
why did you show him the
He knows
panties?
we have it.
Did you notice that chart on the police station wall?
Yes, it looked like a map to me,
Boy.
but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it. You came on a little strong with the general.
Yeah, what was that
I
about?
merely flattering his ego, Georges. Every man has his Achilles heel.
What's
Maybe,
mine?
But that guy's weakness isn't in his foot. There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Talk to, what's his name? Oh, Ubia's just hanging out. You talking to Duane? Hi, Professor.
Professor Ubia?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart.
Looks like old Indiana Jones right there.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazakh, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
What about the gun? Oh, why is that off the table now? That
What do you
sucks.
know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
She
probably
was
doesn't.
invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Offering
Would
the
you like a biscuit?
professor a
No, thank
dog
you.
You
biscuit.
should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things.
Are you really eating those?
Can you tell me anything about this
One of the
stone?
strangest
Where did you get that?
protagonists.
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale. Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Got all kinds of
Oh,
statues
yes.
in our pants.
Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness,
A Central American god, right?
a supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking
There's
mirror.
the name of the
There.
game.
You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims, and victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled.
Oof.
The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices.
Oof.
The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Damn.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
Okay.
I have proof.
that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Sounds legit.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
So many things we ration in our
What's
pants.
your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
For me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The fifth is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Damn. Seriously, that had to be very unsettling, seeing that and not having any context of what it was thousands of years ago in
Take
the
a look
sky.
at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
I think the Duane turned at the same time. Something doesn't add up. Let's see if Conchita has anything to say about this. Am I calling her? Yeah, she's coming just the same. It's like, I'm not leaving you alone with her. Oh, I guess she is.
Do you know Professor Ubia?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the General. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the General be interested in an archaeologist?
I had nothing else to talk about.
Good Foley with the fingers on the keyboards there. Not as much action in this part, I have to say, this episode. We're doing a lot of going around talking to everybody. Professor's still over here. He is not. Duane, what'd you do with him?
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady.
Naughty.
Spanish for nobody.
Do you think the General was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
Company.
So the General is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
If Pinocchio had a
Better
fetish
known
for panties.
as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Oh, never mind.
Is Miguel the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me. Count me in.
Nice.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
I know where they keep them.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned.
Well, I know where the
but
explosives
I say
are, but they're
packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish.
Yeah.
I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
That's true. Bigger picture there, Duane. Good man. All right, we'll figure this out. I love it. Why don't you just freaking put that thing in reverse hardcore and slam into that wall and, you know. I feel like that happens. Anything new with Pearl? Do you know where the detonators?
Do you know where I could buy a detonator?
Did Duane put you up to this by any chance?
Eh.
Oh, I get it. This is to detonate the truckload of explosives, right?
Hey, come on, I
No,
was kidding.
it's a good question how
You
old
think I was
Pearl
serious?
and Duane are
I
meant
know
to be.
what you boys are like when you get together and make plans.
Well,
Duane
yeah.
says he could solve all the world's problems if he had enough missiles.
Suppose that's
Have
true.
you met the guy who calls himself the General?
No, I haven't. Is he a real general?
I guess so. He wears a lot of medals on his chest. The wrong side of his chest. At least for any army I'd ever seen.
Catch you later, Pearl.
Alright, I thought there were some at the Quaramonte Mine Company. I mean, they should have detonators. Maybe Conchita will hook me up unaccountably, even though she hates me. By all accounts. She's checking out that guy.
Do you
There
have
we go.
any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I know.
I don't suppose you have one spare.
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
The General has a chart in his office, which he was discussing with Ubia.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the General and his sidekick are there.
Diversion time. So that's a no?
Hey,
Hey. Alright. Fine.
stay out of that cupboard.
This guy's banana ham could be a pretty good diversion. I'll go back outside. Yeah, it's so weird. The shading just looks like he's got a very thick beard rocking there, but... You got anything new to say? There, Neeks?
Could you distract the General while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at me?
Yeah. You'd make a great snake
That's why I
charmer.
think it would
Come on,
work.
5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
Panties don't fail me now. Good, Red. Just in time for the diversion. Oh, that smile. Makes me feel like I need to take a shower. Alright, Nico. Turn it on. Turn on the charm. Actually, let me save and then turn on the charm. Wait, 40%? There you go. In a world of pure imagination. Do I have to give you the go-ahead?
There was nothing else I wanted to talk.
Alright. Gotta talk to, General Gracianto.
Do you have a map of Quaramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
Why would you have that on the wall of the police
My
station?
girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear, anything.
Ugh. I'm sorry, Nico.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved
Yes, see.
general.
Si, Signor General.
Si,
Look
senor.
after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't want to be disturbed.
Oh, God.
I'll get you for this, George Stobart.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
I don't know where his
Couple of
apartment is.
hours?
Terrible posture. Alright, just me and the chart. Still gotta get rid of Ronaldo.
No, 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 Signor. The General said nobody must see that chart.
He won't know unless you tell him.
Yeah.
You don't know him, Signor. He will worm it out of me as easily as he de-waxes his ear.
Okay. I'd have to get rid of him. I'd still have to figure out how to get rid of Ronaldo.
Do you like panties, Ronaldo? Ah, jeez. What can I give you? Missed the filing cabinet before.
Would you take my friend to the ruins now the General's gone?
I'd be honored, Signor.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. I'll go get her.
Nice. Where's Pearl? Is she still right outside? James. Pearl, I need a favor.
I've made the arrangements for your visit to the temple, Pearl.
Oh, that's just great, George. Why don't you come too, honey?
I'd love to, but right now I have to save the world.
Haha. Brilliant. Actually, she owes us a favor.
Listen, sweetie. I'm looking for an official guide to take me to the old pyramid.
For a lovely lady, I would go to the ends of the earth. For you, I will go as far as the pyramid and back. But what about your husband?
Ouch.
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Let's go, Beanpole.
Alright. Look at us, matchmake. That's one way to walk.
As Pearl and Ronaldo set out for the ruined pyramid, I prepared to search the police station.
Hey, we should be able to spring what's his name from here too. First, let's get a gander at that chart.
It looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Quaramonte City. About 60 miles inland and upstream was an area marked Teoculcan.
I think of a Macaulay Culkin joke there, but one didn't come to mind. So, all right, maybe armed with this knowledge.
I had no need for. The safe was undoubted. The filing cap.
All right, yeah, let's go see if this will be cause enough for Conchita to give us a detonator. Then we can spring this guy. Need some action after all this back and forth conversing. Man, I hope Nico's okay with that guy. With that smile. Oh well. Alright.
I got a good look at that chart in the police station. It's a map of Quaramonte.
Does it tell us where Ubia is heading?
Yeah, a place called Teoculcan.
That's the site of the mine. I wonder why they're being so secretive about Ubia's plans. One thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the detonator and get him out of that jail.
Hell yeah, Conchita. Thank you. Conchita. Holy. It's literally just the one. Like, yeah, that's where we keep all the explosives and detonators. Not just the one detonator. Let's get this to Duane. don't know which one it is. I got the detonator, Duane. You got a whole trunk full of dynamite. I think we're looking good.
Here is the detonator, Duane.
Keep your voice down, George. You want
You
everyone
want
to
old
know?
man Potter to find
Let's
out?
go and warn Miguel that the U.S. cavalry's on the way.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's go spring Miguel. Always happy to assist a musician. Those guys are like, huh? Sucks that our friend's being killed. We can't do anything about it. Maybe Miguel will also unaccountably know the combination to the safe? Maybe he will have overheard it. The general's like, well, you're going to get killed. You'll never know about this. Ooh, a noose.
It was a length of rope, knotted in a hangman's noose.
Just to remind him, to intimidate him. We take the noose?
I couldn't reach the noose.
Okay. Hey, Miguel.
Hey, Miguel.
What is it? What is happening?
We're getting out of here.
Who's we? They've sent the Delta Force?
Nope.
The Impossible Missions Force?
Don't make me sick. Much better.
Even better.
A retired greetings card salesman from Ohio.
I'm doomed.
Uh-oh. What are you doing back here?
You're not the only one.
I should have known you'd be trouble the moment I saw you.
What happened to
Look,
Pearl?
I can explain everything.
Get in that cell, now.
And what if I refuse?
He'll shoot you.
Okay, here I am, going quietly into the cell.
Very wise, not Americano scum.
One
Hey.
of the reasons I hate guns so much is the way they make people so damned impolite.
Question is, what do you hate more, spiders or guns?
I hope you're enjoying your vacation, Senor Stobart.
Go polish your weapon, Ronaldo.
Just have a Don Knotts look to him. Well, how are we getting...
This was part of your plan, right?
Well, in a manner of speaking, no. I was all out of ideas. It was up to Nico now.
Well, she's with the general. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you.